Welcome to another installment of The Red Mexican. I am said Red Mexican. Alright, today we're going to talk about some plumbing. I am by no means a plumber, but I know what to do if there needs some plumbing done. Alright, so the unfortunate thing about water heaters these days is they're made to break. And if you don't know how to fix them, you're going to be out a few $100s. For instance, this bad boy right here. It's been giving me some trouble, so I had to go ahead and fix it on my own without any knowledge of water heaters. But you know what? It doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out a water heater. Alright, so what we got here is a fantastic 50-gallon water heater here. We were having some troubles with it. We were getting about 5 minutes of a good hot shower before it decided to get cold on us. So after a little bit of research, I figured that maybe my heating elements might be bad. So I went to the good old Lolis and got me a couple heating elements, replaced them. Problem still continued. So went for the next best thing. Decided I wanted to replace these here thermostats. One on the top, one on the bottom. This is for your standard electric water heater. Well, that worked for a few minutes. A little bit better than the last time, just because of all the sediment buildup on the old ones. But with further research, come to find out there is an additional feature on water heaters, and this is a design purely for the ease of installing a water heater. Okay, this is what we call a dip pipe or a dip tube. Okay, right here where your cold water intake is on your water heater, there is a plastic tube just below here that goes straight into your water heater and takes the cold water all the way down to the bottom. So that way, when your water heater is replacing the hot water with cold water, it has a chance to heat it from the bottom up. Now, if that plastic dip tube is broken, which, guess what? Plastic, sediment, hot water, not a good mix for plastics. It's going to break. Well, fortunately for me, that was my issue. And this originally was directly in line with this cold water intake. And there's my pressure tank there. Water shut off. Secondary water shut off. So, in order to rectify this issue, there are a couple options. One, you can replace this dip tube by, in essence, cutting off from here your cold water intake, taking this all apart, pulling out the old plastic if you can. Most of the time it's still stuck inside your water heater. But anyhow, moving on. You can take all this apart, you can go ahead and remove all this, try and pry off all this nice pipe dope that they got on here. But why? To replace it with another piece of plastic? So that way you're going to be replacing it within the next maybe 1 to 2 years? I didn't like that option, so I settled for option B. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove this here insulation. Pool noodle. And what I decided to do to rectify this issue, for the most part permanent, okay, is I went ahead and got me some additional 3/4 inch copper tubing, a few right angle 3/4 inch, okay, and brought this copper tubing all the way down to where your drain valve is. Okay, so I got a 3/4 inch male thread that I replaced where this actual drain spigot was, and then I got a female 3/4 inch right here. There's a little copper T right there that I fit both ends in. And now this copper pipe feeds my cold water down to the bottom of my water heater, where it was originally designed to go through a plastic tube on the inside. It's worked absolutely perfect ever since then. This option could have saved me a lot of money in the long run, because I went ahead and replaced some elements, thermostats, that I really didn't need to replace. I kept those elements and thermostats just for the fact that this water heater is about 2 years old and probably needed a makeover. But nonetheless, I learned my lesson. Do a little bit more research on how a water heater is designed, so that way you can use a little bit of red Mexican ingenuity to save yourself a little bit of pain and heartache in the long run. Oh, yeah. And in order for me to cap this off, there were two options on this as well. This is the original piece that was on here. Okay. It was a 3/4 inch female adapter, okay, on some 3/4 inch copper tubing that went up into the original water line or inlet. Okay. I was going to buy a brass cap to put on here, but that brass cap is almost $7. So what did I do? I just cut off that old copper tubing from the main water line, trimmed it down a little bit, and bought myself a copper cap. Soldered that bad boy on. Works good as new. Just to plug up that original inlet right there. Now, a couple of problems that you may run into with this particular setup that I have done is cold weather. Okay. Copper pipes, pretty much any pipes with water in them, especially cold water, do not like cold weather. Fortunately for me, I have this water heater in my garage and it doesn't get below freezing in here. So the additional insulation that I put on, some good old pipe fitting coverings right here. It's good old nice foam insulation. Okay. But if for any reason you're going to be doing this in an area that you may incur freezing weather, you may want to get some electric heat tape that you could put on these pipes to keep them nice and toasty so they don't blow out on you during the winter. But we're going on about 3 days now and no issues whatsoever. Water heater's working better than it did the first time we moved into this house. So just dropping you a little knowledge bomb from the Red Mexican here. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. And stick it to the man. Don't buy yourself another water heater when you can fix it yourself.